NTD News booth on Media Row is Dr. Ben Chavis. And Ben, it's good for you to be on the program. You are a member of the civil rights era. You were a young kid when you started marching with King.
I was the youngest person on Dr. King's staff, 14 years old, at the March on Washington in 1963. And I worked as a youth coordinator from 63 to 68 until the time Dr. King was assassinated on April the 4th, 1968. So I kind of grew up in the civil rights movement.
And growing up in the civil rights struggle, watching African Americans in America change over the course of time, how do you equate those moments with what we're seeing today in America with political division? And what's the course of action? Very good question.
I was at the 1968 Democratic Convention that was held here in Chicago.
Right here in Chicago.
Now we're in 2024. What a difference time makes. Today in Chicago we have an African American mayor, and obviously there's some issues in the city of Chicago, but this is a much more orderly convention. The convention in 1968 was divided. I'm talking about divided even among Democrats. What I've seen at this convention is profound unity among the Democrats, from the left to the right to the moderates. They're all coalescing to support Kamala Harris and Jim Walz. That's a different Democratic Party. But I'm glad that we're having this interview with you, Kelly, because another difference between 1968 and now is the diversity of the media.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
yeah,
we didn't have Kelly. We didn't have Charmaine the God. Or some of the pundits. Of course, media has changed with social media, television, digitalization of the distribution of information. So Americans have more information today than they ever had. But as you said, our country is still divided, politically, that is. And I think elections should try to bring the nation together rather than have an election that divides the nation. So a lot of work has to be done, in my view, between now and November to try to heal the nation, not add more flames to the division. You know, I come out of Dr. King's tradition of reconciliation, the beloved community. I teach a course now at Duke University. I startled all my students because I said, look, there's only one race. That's the human race. And I wish people all over the world could opine and celebrate the oneness of our humanity. You've heard me say this before.
I've heard you say that before. Yeah, the oneness of our humanity. That means Democrat, Republican, Independent, right, Black, white, the whole group.
We should be putting nation before party.
Nation before party.
We should put nation before racial division. We should put nation before this polarization. We should put nation before extremism. Nation before anti-Semitism. All these wrongs seem to be getting not only media attention, but I think it makes the democracy much more complex to achieve. How do you bring a divided nation together? And I think you get a glimpse of it here at the DNC. Also, I think you got a glimpse at the RNC. But the question there between these two conventions, I predict that the debate on September the 10th is either going to move toward healing a nation or add fire to more division in the nation.
Dr. Benjamin Chavis, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.